is how the year 2021 finished and 2022 started. The weather does not felt like winter so much, but the air was just so refreshing. I promised to myself to spend more time in the nature, doing my practice and do anything possible to keep my energy up during these few winter months. I felt very drained out at the end of the year, and my biggest intention for the new chapter was to change it and to find a way how to charge myself again. So I spent as much time as I could outside with my son or alone walking in the forest, being with my friends, with my partner, with my family, and just gaining a new energy for the upcoming year.
Sì, totale, l'allestimento meteorologico. Con lei.
So, hello guys, welcome to my channel. And this is a first video of a year 2022, but it's also my first video ever. So, something new. I promised to myself I'm gonna give it a try, and something what was calling me. But this is something I don't want to talk today about. That's gonna be probably for next time. But today I want to share some new habit I'm creating for myself. And the new habit is basically taking cold showers every day and mainly taking cold baths outside in the ponds, in the rivers, in the lakes. I know it has been lately such a boom and everybody wants to do it, everybody wants to give it a try, and people who really try are so excited about it, sharing their pictures and videos on social media platforms and on their Instagrams. And it's really became such a big thing now. But for me, it's a little bit different. And apart from the health benefits and the energy boost up, I mainly wanted to try this out for finally accepting the winter and being fine with feeling cold and feeling uncomfortable in a way. And that's because I actually never was really a big fan of winter. And of course I'm not talking about the winter when you are somewhere in the mountains, there is snow everywhere, and you go for some skiing holiday, snowboarding holiday, and you're just enjoying the winter, the proper winter. But I'm talking about the winter here, especially here in the city, where we don't really have snow so often anymore, or if we do, it usually doesn't last. Maximum is just a few days. So most of the winter it's just still cold but gray and muddy, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just never been my thing. I just couldn't wait for the spring, and the best possibility was just to go somewhere to Southeast Asia and to enjoy more warm weather, which actually even happened once. And now I want to make a change of this. I just want to enjoy the winter as it is and just take advantage of it and do something for myself to keep my energy up through this time and through this winter months. So so I started to force myself to do it at the beginning, of course, because it was something uncomfortable, and in the past few years I felt I will never be able to do something like this. I wasn't even thinking about it, it wasn't an option for me. And I don't know, when I started to consider it, I think that was the time when I was pregnant, so I had kind of a good excuse that I wasn't sure if it's safe to start when I was pregnant, then I was still breastfeeding, and then suddenly it was calling me more and more. Basically started with cold showers, and I did it every day. That was my personal challenge, to do it at least for 21 days in a row, so I can really get used to it. So I read a little bit about Wim Hof method, and I just went through some articles and videos and learned the basics. But of course I don't want to give any advices here to anybody because I'm still a beginner. This is just my own experience. For me, starting with the cold showers worked pretty good, and then exposing my body to the cold outside, in the rivers, in the ponds, was just another level. And it was a challenge for me, but it was absolutely worth it. This experiencing of exposing my body to the cold is actually really helping me to be just present in the winter time and just accepting the cycle of the nature and just enjoying the winter and not desperately waiting for the spring. Yeah. I absolutely loved it, so you're gonna see more about it. We are now going to the pond to try our or mine first ice bath. Andres is still considering if he's gonna do it or no. And yes, I wanted to do this for a few years and I was very scared or not brave enough to do it. So today it's gonna be my first try, and I hope the cold showers were enough, or the preparation was enough for diving deeper in the cold water. So let's do this. Let's try. Ready to go to ice bath, Ari? Ready to have an ice bath? Stepping in the water wasn't actually as difficult as I thought, because the air outside felt even more cold than the water itself. But the only difficult thing was that when I got there, the bottom of the pond was kind of steep and muddy. So immediately I started to slide down, and I knew that I will need to dive fully in the water very fast. But I did it, and it felt, actually, I was surprised. It wasn't so bad, and I could manage through the breathing. I stayed about less than 1 minute, I think, and then I was just curious how I'm gonna get out of the water, but it was easy at the end. And when I get out, it was absolutely amazing feeling. The blood rushing through my body, the heatness all over my body, and I just needed to jump and have a smile on my face all the time. I absolutely loved this first experience, exposing my body to the cold. It was amazing.
But it was over so fast. Just one thing to discover. Oh no, it was never built to last. Well, you just fall in and out of love. Well, you just fall.
kept my promise and I started to take cold baths once or twice per week. And soon other members of our family and friends started to join me as well. And then one bath was very special because it was during the winter hike in the mountains with a dear friend of mine.
Žofinka se už to těší. Heading to the top. Hopefully we will make it until the sunset. We still have an hour and a half to the sunset. So we need to be fast now. Almost there. That is where we are going to. How do you feel?
Great.
Yes.
Not tired.
Not tired at all.
No.
Good. And we made it.
Seeing the view from the top was absolutely breathtaking. We were so lucky. I've never seen something like this before. We just couldn't stop watching. And we stayed the whole time until the sun disappeared in the endless ocean of the clouds.
one more layer on, flashlight, and we are going down. We made it! We made it for the last train, but we need to wait for the last train for 1 hour now. So I think we're just gonna do some exercises to keep ourselves warm.
Stretching.
Stretching, jumping, anything, just keep us warm. When I got into the train, I sat down and I warmed myself up. I started to feel, unfortunately, very sick, so the rest of the evening was very challenging and my stomach was giving me such a hard time there. I was glad I could just make it home. I took a shower, lie down in the bed with my son and have a rest and sleep. The next morning wasn't any better, so I just moved from the bed straight away to the kitchen on the sofa. I lied down, I covered myself with a blanket, and nobody was there, so I explained to my son that today I don't really feel good, I need to have a rest, and I cannot play with him so much. Definitely I felt exhausted from the trek as well, but mostly it was something I ate the previous evening and I felt lightheaded, very weak, very sick from my stomach. So I explained all of this to him and I was so surprised how much understanding he had towards me, because normally he is a very active baby who is running around, running everywhere, climbing everywhere, trying everything. Honestly, there are days when I'm just like behind him and catching everything. I explained him and he was absolutely amazing, because for a few hours when we were home alone, he just played around me with his cars and toys. When he wanted to climb somewhere, I explained him again and he just came down. He even helped me to bring some things, take some things away from me, and just lie down next to me and read a book. It was such a pleasure to just have such a calm time with him, for instance. And I realized how we are underestimating kids sometimes, because if we communicate properly and we really explain honestly what we need and how we feel, they just understand and they will help us. They will want to help us and give us the support we need in that moment. So I was just so grateful for him. I was also grateful that my partner helped me a lot. Even my aunt came, took Ari out for his sleep. It was a beautiful day, because after a very active previous day, after all this activity, when I felt amazing and I was really glad to spend all day in the nature. It was just so nice to finally be, for once, all day home, lying down, sleeping on and off. I think it was a first fully resting day for me since Ari was born, which is around 20 months. So yes, it was such a pleasure to have a rest and to truly just do nothing for one day.
Santa.